Hi, I'm Chef Whitney Aronoff, and today I'm going to show you how to prepare beets in a non-toxic way. So we aren't going to use any aluminum foil, we aren't going to use any reactive cookware, and we're going to cook delicious beets in the oven, really easy. And I think after you see this technique, you're probably going to be able to incorporate more beets into your life and really enjoy them. So follow along, let me show you how I do it. I'm really excited to share this recipe with you because I love beets and they're so easy to prepare once you know a few techniques as to how to do it. So today I'm gonna show you how to do this recipe with golden beets, but you can do this with red beets, you can do it with a mix of red and golden. It's really up to you. When I go to the grocery store and I look for beets, you always wanna choose beets with the beet greens on it. In this case, I just simply trimmed the beet greens off, but by choosing beets with the greens already attached, your beets are gonna be more fresh, more moist, they're gonna be less dried out, so they're gonna be more nutrient dense. If that's not available to you and all you can reach for are the loose beets, that's okay, just do the best with what is available to you. What I love about beets are that beets are really grounding. So think about a beet. It grows underneath the dirt. It grows into the ground. So when you eat beets, it helps you ground back into the earth. So if you're living in a city right now or you're having a hard time getting out in nature just because of the demands of your job, eating beets are a great root vegetable that can help calm your nervous system, bring you back down, center you, and ground you. Another benefit of beets is it's great for the digestive system, and it's great for the bowels. So if you're constipated, you need a bowel movement, eat beets, it's really supportive. It's just also great for your liver and for your blood. Beets are one of those vegetables that does have sugar, but it's definitely something we should incorporate more into our life. And if you're buying beets with the beet greens on it, definitely save those and use those as soon as you can. They're really nice, just blanched in some salty water. You can saute them with some garlic. You can even add your roasted beets on top, your call. But today I just really wanted to show you guys a non-toxic way to prepare your beets so you have options when you're at home and you really want to cook these. To prepare my beets to cook, I'm just gonna trim the ends and trim the ends. It doesn't have to be perfect, just as simple as that. So trim the ends here, trim the ends there. Same goes with all of them. And if you have any brown spots on your beet, just trim that off as well. And that's all you need to do to get them ready for cooking. It's as simple as that. You give them a good wash, you trim both ends, and they're ready to be cooked. So the part that makes this a non-toxic preparation of beets is we're putting them in a non-reactive pot. So I'm using enamel cookware, also known as a Dutch oven, and it's completely non-reactive. You can also use a Pyrex dish. So when I'm working with smaller beets, I have a small glass dish with a glass lid. I do the same technique with that. Really, any oven-safe cookware works perfect with this recipe. And so basically all I'm gonna do is add my beets to a pot, cover them with water, and put them in the oven at 450 degrees for 45 minutes to 1 hour. It really depends on the size of your beets. So these beets are pretty big, so I'm gonna put them in for an hour. When I have much smaller beets, I put them into a smaller Pyrex dish with a lid, and I only need to cook them for 45 minutes. So it really just depends on the size of your beets. But a pretty easy technique and completely non-toxic. So there's no reason for us to use aluminum foil. We really want to be mindful of what we're using with our beets because our beets are going to absorb whatever we cook them with. So that's why it's all about non-toxic enamel cookware, or glass is the best way to go. So the reason I talk about why it's important to cook beets without aluminum foil is aluminum foil is a heavy metal, and we don't want heavy metals in our food. That creates a variety of health issues, heavy metal issues, toxicity issues, and how we cook our food and what we cook our food in then gets absorbed by our body. So when we look at our beet, we wanna make sure our beet is being cooked with products and ingredients that only we want to absorb inside our body. So that's why I reach for non-reactive cookware and good quality water when preparing my beets, and not aluminum foil, which will then add aluminum into my beets. All right, so I filled my pot with water about an inch above my beets. I put my lid on. They're good to go. I'm gonna put them in the oven, again at 450 degrees for 45 minutes to 1 hour. So we've taken our beets out of the oven, we've let them sit and cool, and now we are ready to peel them. So there are a few ways that I like to go about peeling my beets. So you can use a knife, you can use a paring knife, you can use a peeler, and in some cases, depending on how soft and thin the skin is, you can simply use a paper towel. So I'm gonna show you all 3 different ways. Really just try what works best for you. I kind of find it all depends on the beets. Sometimes when you bake your beets, one way works better than another. So just be flexible and try both. So I'm gonna go back to what we did when we first prepared the beets, and I'm just gonna trim the ends. So that's gonna reveal the beautiful golden skin, and it'll make it easier to start peeling. So I'm gonna use a wide peeler, and I'm simply gonna peel the skin off. So you see it comes off really easily. If you don't like using the peeler and you wanna use your knife, I'm comfortable with a big chef's knife. You can also use a paring knife, and you can just peel the beet as you go. Any direction works, whether you wanna go one way or you just wanna go up and down. There's really no wrong way. Peel it however it works for you. And then if you're not comfortable with either, the last technique you can try is simply a paper towel, where you just rub the skin with the paper towel and it comes right off. This is a technique I really only use when I'm working with red beets, because red beets stain your skin. And so I'm trying to avoid all the redness getting permanently on my hands for a day or two. Yellow beets are obviously much easier to work with, and it's that beautiful golden color. So it's as simple as that. This is how you make beautiful, non-toxic roasted beets, prepped for salads, for a side dish, anything you want to do. No aluminum foil needed, just a non-reactive pot and some water and a little thyme, and you're good to go.